Hello, I'm Quinta Hagaba, a Liberty University student and an MPH candidate, and I am here to discuss with you my practicum experience at Marietta Memorial Hospital, located in Marietta, Ohio. During this presentation, I will cover the following topics: the purpose and design of my practicum, along with my accomplishments and any recommendations. Next slide, please. Ensuring nutritional and vitamin supplementation after weight loss is integral to a successful outcome and maintaining weight loss. Vitamin supplementation is part of the standard of care for all postoperative bariatric patients. Therefore, the purpose of my practicum was to examine the role of vitamin supplementation and compliance after bariatric surgery. Next slide, please. The design of my practicum experience was to include a prospective case review of 10 patients, both male and female, who underwent a bariatric procedure at Marietta Memorial Hospital between September and November of 2016. Some of the inclusion criteria was a BMI greater than 35 with 2 or more obesity-related diseases, or a BMI of 40 with or without any obesity-related diseases. Obesity-related diseases include, but is not limited to, diabetes mellitus, systemic hypertension, degenerative joint disorder, obstructive sleep apnea, and hyperventilation syndrome. Next slide, please. Some of the objectives of the practicum was 25% of patients that are on target to achieve their targeted estimated weight loss. Targeted estimated weight loss is defined as 5 to 7 pounds per week of excess weight for sleeve gastrectomy and bariatric and gastric bypass procedures. 50% resolution of comorbidities or obesity-related diseases, and then for 35% of the patients to follow their nutritional guidelines to ensure 100% compliance of taking their nutritional supplementation. Some of the benefits of bariatric surgery includes an enduring weight loss, disease resolution, a reduction in overall healthcare costs, an improvement of life expectancy, reduction in sick leave from work, and improvement of the overall quality of life of some of these patients, as well as an improvement in their social acceptance as well. Some of the challenges include compliance with patients taking their nutrients, their nutritional supplements, as well as their compliance with their postoperative visits. Some of the reasons for this non-compliance includes a lack of knowledge. Some patients simply claim that they just didn't know or they forgot. A real challenge for a number of these patients is the cost of medications or the cost of their nutritional supplementations. However, the practicum site has a procedure in place for assisting patients who fall into this category, but they just simply need to be notified. And for a number of patients, it's simply a challenge for them to ask for help. Another set of patients, the distance to the hospital is a reason cited for why they can no longer comply with their postoperative visits. Next slide, please. Some of the accomplishments of the practicum experience had to do with establishing a walking group. This walking group just simply asked of patients to just show up on Saturday morning, take a half-mile walk with us, and then that walk would be concluded at a local diner or restaurant so we could discuss eating out, portion control, and healthy food choices. And it was a success. Patients actually reported that they found it to be most helpful. And we just wanted to show patients that they are not alone. And my hope is that some of the tools that we gave them, that they continue to apply. The second accomplishment was the adoption by MMH, or Marietta Memorial Hospital, to accept my recommended changes to their nutritional guidelines. The third accomplishment was that I did meet and or exceed all of the practicum objectives. Number four, patients did develop healthier lifestyle behaviors. We showed them what exercise can look like as far as the starting point. Obviously, they would need to incrementally, add more, do more, but we gave them a good foundation for their exercise behaviors. We also gave them a better understanding of the foods that they should eat and how much and when, and how often. Um, and lastly, the practicum experience overall upheld the main tenets of public health and what it means to be a public health professional. Public health is defined as the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through organized efforts and informed choices of society, organizations, both public and private, as well as with the help of the communities in which we serve and the individuals that we serve as well. Some of my recommendations we'll go over in my next slide. The recommendations include creating an easy-to-follow nutritional regimen and providing a list of qualifying foods for each macronutrient. For instance, at present, patients are directed to use the nutritional guidance provided by the USDA via the ChooseMyPlate.gov website. Noticing some of the challenges that some patients have in terms of maintaining their compliance with the vitamins. The likelihood that a patient would go to this website or, maybe print out daily what it is that they are going to eat, just the practicality of it, I felt that would be challenging for many of the patients. So I just wanted to develop an assist tool to help them in terms of just finding another way to ensure nutritional compliance. And that was one of my recommendations that were accepted. Another recommendation was to establish guidelines for modifying patients' beliefs about healthy eating, to give them instructions for modifying their eating behaviors for each environment, at home, at work, and while they're dining out. Another recommendation which was accepted was to improve patient communication. And you can do this by encouraging patients to ask questions. Some sample questions were, what do I need to do? They can ask their provider, what do I need to do in order to make this a successful outcome? And the main question, or another good question, is, why do I need to do this? Please tell me why this is going to help me in the long run. And that encourages a dialogue between the patient and the provider. And my practicum site was very receptive to these suggestions and recommendations, and I'm happy to report that they were all accepted. Thank you for your time and your attention.